So we had a long-winded promo, or we would have been starting on time. So welcome to another award show podcast, exclusively here on the Popcast Network. My name is Owen. I still have no glasses. I'm wearing my Bob Dylan shirt. And joining me, as always, we have Ashley.
I never knew Schindler's List was exec produced by Kathleen Kennedy.
Random. And
no,
AJ.
I saw it today for Holocaust Memorial Day and the 25th anniversary. Oh, and AJ.
Jeez. Way to bury the lead, Ashley. Hi, Cassie. So we are here live in the midst, if you hear in the background, Scott's watching the Royal Rumble in the living room, which we'll cover tomorrow. And I haven't seen Rent live, but I've heard that it was not as great as I was hoping it would be. So I will watch that tomorrow. So I got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow because I have a day off. Yeah, you know what you can do with your hat. The thing is, so welcome to the Screen Actors Guild podcast. I'm going to talk about the just finished SAG Awards. And Cool Guy says, told you guys Black Panther wins the ensemble. Yeah, whatever. Brian Guy says hello. Hello, Brian. Cassie's watching it right now, and I think it's pretty good. Yeah. There's too much on right now. It's literally, I have everything I want to watch is on at the same time. I have the Rumble, I have an award show, and I have Rent. So it's like, I'm screwed today. It's like, and what am I doing?
Plus, for sports fans, the Pro Bowl is happening. There's literally 4 things on at the same time.
Well, of course, that means nothing to me, but I mean, there's a lot for people to choose from tonight.
Oh, and it's also worth noting, I'm guessing Lady Gaga is not showing up to the BAFTAs. Because it's the same night as the Grammys.
Makes sense. Smurfy Boy says, well, it's official. Malik, Close, Ollie, and King are winning the Oscar. Yeah, I think that's pretty solidified now, unless BAFTA switches it up. And even then, I'm still not sure.
For actress, supporting actor, maybe. And probably supporting actress because of what didn't happen tonight. But with actor, I think tonight's stuff solidifies it's now a 2-horse race.
When Malik wins the BAFTA, it's over.
Don't say that. Don't say that, you know.
I don't jinx things, so I'm good.
So,
if Mission Impossible Fallout gets best stunts.
God.
Obviously, it doesn't seem to be working so far, but now that Malik has won yet again, is that going to make the smear campaign against Bohemian Rhapsody go even harder, or what?
They might try, but I mean, I don't think it matters anymore.
I don't think they have a problem, honestly, with Malik.
They don't have a case.
I think it's more of an angle of, obviously, technically, I think Singer is producer on Rhapsody.
What I had heard people's problem with Malik was that he tried to claim that he didn't know about the whole Singer thing before they started, which a lot of people found hard to believe. But I don't know.
Well, those rumors were about even before Bohemian Rhapsody was a thing, weren't they?
Oh God, they've been around since like the 90s.
No, but like I remember, what was it? Was it X-Men Apocalypse 3 years ago? When murmurs of it even were showing up then, yet alone like stuff from as far back as the 90s, which obviously got not amplified, I should say, by the Atlantic's report, which from what I can tell is basically what Esquire didn't print. From what I can tell.
I just wish we lived in an age where this stuff didn't matter and we just let the work speak for itself. But unfortunately, we can't.
Yeah, but we also live in a year where detainment exists.
Cool Guy says Regina could still lose to Rachel. This is playing out the same as the Stallone year. He thinks Malik will win. Smurfy Boy shuts him down and says Rachel hasn't won anywhere. And anytime King has been nominated, she wins. Brian,
I forgot the whole Stallone thing was the year Idris Elba won this. It is weird how close it's following that.
Speaking of that, Brian says this has to be one night in particular that you're happy about, AJ, for good reason.
Oh fuck yes.
Alan Alda got the Lifetime Achievement Award. What isn't to love?
So,
like I was saying before we started, that was actually at a point where I even stopped caring about the whole points for the right predictions game, because it was like, if Ashley went with her, give Ashley all the points. I don't care.
So we have now turned this into Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah.
And I'm good with that.
No, can I rescind that? Because I might actually win this year, so for once I'd like the points to matter. Thank you.
See what happens.
Oh, yeah. You're doing pretty good so far, so I think you'll be fine regardless, even if they...
Rachel,
don't worry, it'll be sod's law. I fuck it up at the BAFTAs of all places.
That's what's going to happen. You know that, right?
That's
Rachel,
what's happened, I think, every year since.
Yes.
I mean, hey, if it's going to be a year where the BAFTAs don't nominate Mary Poppins, but they nominate George W. Bush, that would make sense.
Hot damn.
I knew it, yes.
Rachel will win BAFTA like Rylance. She lost to Stallone. Oh, lost to Stallone at Globes and Critics' Choice.
The hot damn thing, I think, is this year's Mark.
Brad.
There's something about Steve Carell wearing makeup that brings that out.
I guess. Jimmy R.
And why didn't I do? Oh, and of course, who did he play in fucking Welcome to Marwen? Mark?
Jimmy Arzube or Arzub, welcome to chat, says Black Panther joins the full Monty and Lord of the Rings. Return of the King is the only films to win Best Cast without any SAG nominations for individual cast members. Technically speaking, Black Panther did win Stunt Ensemble, but it was for individual cast members. So yes, it does work. And the cool guy said, hot damn.
Don't they have to list, like, actual stunt people in the credits?
There's 35,000 names on the list on Deadline. I noticed that. It literally goes down almost a page of nothing but names that were in the Stunt Ensemble.
There's 35,000 stunt people in Black Panther.
According to this.
Yeah, I was noticing that some people were trying to do the thing, like they were comparing a potential Black Panther victory to when Hidden Figures won, and my thought process was, is it because the cast is predominantly black? Because I'm pretty sure Octavia Spencer got in.
Well, to me, it's basically, my answer is they're both movies that had absolutely no chance of the actual Oscar itself.
Cleveland, if you're watching this, I hope you'll let it slide.
Good Lord. Smurfy Boy says the favorite doesn't have momentum anymore, which could hurt Wise. Coleman could bring it back in, but I mean, I don't see anything else
BAFTA is
happening.
probably going to go somewhat friendlier on favorite.
Maybe. Watch it,
I mean,
not,
it has,
and then the favorite's done.
It has fucking Skyline Pigeon at the end of it, for God's sake.
Amy Adams is dead in the water now. Yeah, she couldn't even win for Sharp Objects tonight. Good Lord.
Is anybody else reminded of when Jared Leto got snubbed at BAFTA and everybody flocked to say Fassbender was going to take it, and Fassbender was like right there? They might as well just give it to him, and then it was Barkhad Abdi.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what just happened to Amy Adams.
Pretty much. Bridge of Spies couldn't even get a director nomination. Favorite got 10 nominations. Bridge of Spies got 6. Brian said, except Andy Serkis. And the cool guy agreed with that. I watch myself rub my eyes on camera.
Technically, that isn't the first time Andy Serkis has won a SAG. Because Lord of the Rings.
Which was brought up a minute ago in chat, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
So, it won't be tomorrow, but it'll definitely be the next time we do a podcast for an award show. I'll have new glasses, so stay tuned for that.
He's getting them just because he didn't get nominated for the Redeemer Award.
Let's talk about the show itself. Very concise award show, except for like I said, the very long-winded speech at the end.
And the host.
Which they never do, for the most part. So
half the time, I just thought the host, even considering who it was boring as all hell.
I was trying to figure out if I was imagining things or what when she was doing the bit with Alec Baldwin and how fucking annoyed Alan Arkin looked.
he wanted nothing to do with that at all.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if it was that because Alan Arkin just kind of generally looks annoyed. So
accurate.
He almost emoted when Tony Shalhoub called him out, but.
So what are our opinions before? I'm sure it'll be asked in chat. We're saying at this point, real quick, Smurfy Boy says if Malik wins BAFTA, it'll solidify his chances. If Malik wins BAFTA, this race is over. I say the race is over now. If Bale doesn't win BAFTA, it's over.
It's really just a matter of if he survives the smear campaign or not.
As long as he doesn't mention Bryan Singer's name, everything will be fine. And he's so far doing just that. So he comes off very likable too. So that's another thing a favor in his cap. The host wasn't that great. I don't even recognize her as an actress, says Cassie. Might if I'm seeing some bills that she was in, but other than that, I could care less. She seemed like she was acting drunk. She wasn't drunk, but she seemed like her gimmick was she was acting drunk.
So basically acting what Ricky Gervais actually did.
She kind of reminded me of someone at Rising Star doing karaoke at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Only 2 o'clock in the morning.
Well, because the park closes at 2, so technically speaking, it would be outside of Rising Star when the clubs close. So yeah. Well, Danielson just retained. Anyway.
Via Eric Rowan.
That's random.
We'll
talk about that tomorrow.
Speaking of random, because again, they didn't announce these on the show. They did it beforehand because nobody gives a fuck about stunts apart from that person that died on the set of Deadpool 2. TV went to Glow.
That's a point for me.
That's why I mentioned it first. And for movies, it actually went to Black Panther. And apparently it's 35,000 stunt people.
You read the
I swear at least 5 to 10,000 of them might be stuntmen, but the other like 20-something thousand are probably just extras that they're classifying as stuntmen.
I don't know. I have a friend who is a stuntman that also does extra work as well. He was not in Black Panther, but he is in other movies. So there you go. So yeah, that basically set us up right away with Ashley saying Daredevil and AJ saying Jack Ryan. And we all said Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Joanna Lumley is going to be hosting the BAFTAs, and Aubrey Plaza is hosting the Spirits.
As ever.
Oh, that won't be awkward as hell at all, having Aubrey Plaza host an award show.
Well, AJ, think about characters they play for a second and see how awkward that's going to be for yours truly.
I'm struggling to remember what that means, but I'm sure it'll eventually come to me.
It will. Speaking of that, I don't recall if we covered this. We didn't cover the Spirits last year, did we?
I don't think so.
We didn't do predictions. Did we do predictions for it? Yeah, we did, I think.
Yeah.
You're asking if we did an after the show thing.
We didn't do the show, I know, because I know it's almost impossible to watch that thing.
Yeah, we definitely did predictions, though.
Okay.
And I think it was your work schedule as well, I think, Owen.
Not the case anymore. I'm off every Friday and Saturday, but it's going to be something. It's marathon weekend, so it's going to be tough.
Exactly. I think that might have been the same issue as last time.
It wouldn't have been an award. It wouldn't have been running, but it wouldn't have been a race, but it could have been running. You never know.
Yeah, something like that.
So let's go to the actual awards that were televised.
So we started off by getting rid of all the TV comedy stuff. Just randomly.
Okay. Spirits were on the Oscar predictions last year, according to Brian. Hey, Mr. Top Hat.
Yeah, because I think we did it like in the sort of hour-long sort of pre-show when they're doing all the red carpet shit.
I believe that is correct.
I think that's what that was the schedule that we did.
Yep.
So yeah, so for best actor in a TV comedy, they went for fucking Monk.
Random, yeah.
It's random as hell, and obviously it was the whole. Well, it might as well narrow it down to him since he was the only one that didn't have the show double nominated there. But it's like it does feel like so obvious when you think since Mrs. Maisel wasn't there the year before. It's like of course they're going to give it as much as they possibly can.
A big goose egg for Barry, with Ashley going with Dwight Schrute, and AJ and myself going with Principal Hembry.
I knew I was in trouble as soon as Bill isn't there.
Well, I mean, has he shown up? I don't have it recalled. Has he shown up for any of the televised award shows?
Surely,
I
thought he might have been at the Globes, but I'm not positive.
I think he was at the Globes, but he wasn't at Critics' Choice or SAG.
Okay, I thought I remember him at the Globes. I didn't know if I saw him anywhere else.
Are we to assume that filming It 2 is the reason for that?
That's the only thing that makes any sense to me.
Yeah.
Mr. Top Hat
if other people can make film in that room in their schedules, you know.
Mr. Top Hat says, strikes, Monk, pose, here's what happened. And Cassie did say that we did talk about the spirits. Yeah, we'll do a spirit prediction podcast sometime in the near future. The Alec Baldwin, Megan Mullally stuff was just cringeworthy. I don't like that word, but oh boy, it totally was.
It was funny though that was that the one Alec Baldwin was presenting, because then it was a clip of Hader doing the always be closing speech.
Yeah, I thought that was fun. It was a very nice segue. Actually.
Great timing. Then for actress, the obvious one.
Shock surprise.
Are they usually that straightforward? I feel like they usually bounce around a little more than that, rather than just going straight for one show all the way through.
Well, it happened later on in the show for another show, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, this was like the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel sweep hour.
Yeah, I tend to struggle to remember previous TV results. So,
quick to the Tintinets.
Which, of course, it tied us all up at one apiece, with Rachel Brosnahan winning, surprisingly, to no one. And Ashley's looking up stuff. Performance in his comedy series, Ensemble Cast, went to The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, which we all went through as well.
I'm trying to see whether we do have... I'm guessing there's no crossover Orange is the New Black.
Hey, Jack Mooney Show. Oh, real quick, you're the only one who's going to get this, because you did leave a comment on a video a long time ago, and I kind of didn't put it up for a reason, because I don't want people to know. I'll just say that I bounce back and forth between both. I'll just say that. You'll know what I'm talking about.
2008. 2008, the last time you had a clean sweep with 30 Rock. With Tina Fey, Alec Baldwin, and The Show.
Brian says, confirmation, AJ did predict First Reformed all year to get nominated for original screenplay.
I thought so. I wasn't quite sure, but
the stats are coming in late, but they're there.
I mean, he is our historian after all. Everyone knows that. So yeah, especially for the awards coverage.
Are we going to miniseries or drama?
What was the next one? Next one, according to.
Wasn't it supporting actor and
It
actress?
was supporting actress, yeah.
Oh, we're going in show order. Okay.
The AJ Markout Award goes to.
Yes, and her fling from Into the Woods gave it to her, of course.
What was up with that dress? It was going like it sort of looked like bloody Gilman or something from like with the weird sort of shoulder things.
Also, props to them for using one of these silent clips instead of the "We Have to Protect Them" clip, which I could have sworn was going to be the one they used.
Why don't they just use her acting scared in the fucking bath? That's good enough, right?
Well, considering the fact
all of them would have worked.
Well, this was the last time we'll see her in the race this year. It was nice to be able to see her go out on top.
Yeah, especially have we talked since the whole song bullshit?
We haven't, but I know where this is headed.
Song bullshit. What?
Yep. Yeah, AJ informed me that the best original song is going to be a big put over for Shallow and All the Stars and ... and other songs nominated.
There's going to mention
really.
Supposedly the music branch is still fighting this, but yeah, it's basically for the sake of time. So here's what they're going to do. Are you ready? They're so terrified. They're so incredibly terrified they're going to go over 3 hours, because God forbid. So we don't have a host. They're going to do tech awards, including cinematography during commercial breaks, and only 2 musical performances. Will you please tell me what bullshit is going to be in that 3 hours? I'm terrified to know.
Adverts. Too many fucking adverts.
So you could have somebody. I mean, I hear, to my understanding, the people that wrote "When a Cowboy Trades His Furs for Wings" are like actually in the music industry and have performed the song in concert before. So it could have potentially been them, but I really love the idea of an actor as prolific and underrated in the industry as Tim Blake Nelson being on the Oscar stage and performing. Then you've got...
No, that's too good. We just need fucking pop stars. Yeah,
but then you've also got Jennifer Hudson, who they gave a fucking Oscar to for singing but they gave an acting Oscar. But none of this is important. It's all about Kendrick Lamar and Lady Gaga and fuck everything else. So this is...
Wait, not Bradley Cooper?
What about Bradley Cooper?
Is Lady Gaga just doing it by herself?
No, you can't.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't know. I would think not.
Over the weekend, he showed up at one of her shows in Vegas, and they performed it together. So, I mean, yeah, it's definitely happening.
It's practice.
Top Hat says, "Shh, I want to see Tim Blake Nelson perform while suspended in air with angel wings."
Right? Doesn't everybody?
But no, it's more important to get the fucking Avengers.
Ballad of Buster Scruggs had an amazing song. It deserves to be sung, says the Jack Mooney Show. Cassie said, didn't see any of the clips of Best Supporting Actress. It was going back between Rent and SAG. Yeah, there were 3 things on at the same time I wanted to watch tonight, Cassie, and we see what won out because what I'm doing a show on right now.
So long story short, I hope the music branch keeps fighting that and they change their minds. Much like they changed their minds on the fucking popular film category thing. This president just needs to be fucking fired. They need to just let him go and get somebody else back in now.
We are the catalyst of killing things we don't like on this network. I've noticed this. Because whenever we say we don't like something, next time we have a show, we're talking about, oh, by the way, something we said actually came to fruition. Proving again that Oscars are still going to lose more ratings, says Brian. Over here. I don't know. If everybody starts thinking Black Panther is going to win Best Picture, then they're going to flock to it.
You know what I don't like? Them teasing a Big Lebowski sequel when it's actually just a Super Bowl advert.
We still don't know that.
Oh, what else do you think it is?
It's courtesy of Universal City.
I am very much hoping that it is. I don't care. I want a sequel. That'd be phenomenal right now.
To do with the Coens. Weren't the Coens quoted as saying, it's glad to see the fans like it because we don't?
Money talks.
I'm surprised they even signed off on Totoro's movie, to be honest. So where are we now?
Supporting actor, which went to Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, I've got nothing against Ali. I really don't. But fuck, he's such a boring choice. There's.
I'm not trying to sort of throw stuff in the works, but if he's shit in Alita Battle Angel, could it affect the Oscars?
No.
I'm gonna guess not. This comes back to the Eddie Redmayne did Jupiter Ascending and Julianne Moore did Seventh Son at the same time.
True.
And I think it also solidifies the fact Ali's definitely winning the Oscar.
I'm still feeling good about Grant at BAFTA. And I think another thing that's really nice is did anybody see Grant's video after he got nominated? It was like a Facebook video or something after he got nominated, and it's like he's so endearingly grateful about being at the position he's in and just getting that nomination, and the fact that Ali just won 2 years ago. I feel like if I mean, not to like promote campaigning as getting you there, but I mean, if Grant like really goes for that angle, I would like to think he could win more voters over in place of Ali. But yeah, and obviously it turns out Sam Elliott was not in 5th place here, was he?
No.
I mean, he didn't win, of course, but
he was in 4th.
Top Hat says the date is Super Bowl Sunday. It's a commercial. I mean, just because it's a commercial doesn't mean it couldn't be promoting something.
Remember that
wishful
whole
thinking,
thing,
ladies and gentlemen. Wishful
remember
thinking.
that whole thing with Danny McBride last year that people thought was a Crocodile Dundee remake, and then it turns out it's just publicity for the country of Australia.
I've heard some theory that it seems to be growing more and more, but I also heard that some people initially thought that's what was going on with Reitman's new Ghostbusters.
I think
What's
the reason
advertising? Wooden sheds?
I think the reason why A Star is Born is losing momentum is no one wants to award a movie that's been made 4 times already, says Murphy Boy.
Them saying Julia Cooper and director and editing is really interesting.
Yeah.
And this was his last shot to take anything.
Just confirmed next year, nominated for SAG. The Magnificent Seven. No, it's not that one. Not that one either. Nor that one. No, it's this one.
For those who are producers for any of these award shows, even on the Oscars, they need to step down and find another job. Agreed. Thank you, Brian. We agree. The clip that was showed for Richard E. Grant was pretty moving. He deserves it over Ali, says the Jack Mooney Show.
I don't think the producers can help it when they want people and then they don't realize that they need to do research. But it's research that only the people with the fine-tooth comb or the people with vendettas are using to try and get stuff in.
Top Hat says only if it's Norbit level of bad. Cool Guy says, to be fair, Eddie Murphy wasn't even nominated for BAFTA, much like Regina King. Murphy lost Arkin at BAFTA.
It's got to be pretty bad, surely. He keeps calling himself Jim Cameron. That's even his Twitter handle now. What's that about?
I love that this has come up more than once. He goes by Jim now.
Is it bad? Yeah. The only thing I think that I like that Cameron's done the last several years is being a part of Pandora at Animal Kingdom.
I just want you to keep referencing to him as Jim Cameron when you do the review in a couple of weeks, AJ.
Jim Ali could win BAFTA because it's making up for Moonlight.
It might not. It might not.
Yeah, because the fact that he won for Moonlight for SAG is what drove me away.
True.
So, I mean, it makes sense, I guess.
Then we go to Best Actor in a Television Movie or Limited Series.
Which unsurprisingly went to Darren Criss.
AJ went with Anthony Hopkins for King Lear. That kept me behind you by one, like all night.
And nice to see that Anthony Hopkins could send along a fucking photo.
Was it
They
like
couldn't
a
even
shot?
they couldn't even get a screenshot from the actual fucking play. It was just like, oh, here's my 8x10. Do you want me to sign it?
They did the same thing actually when he was Oscar nominated for Almost. It's just a random headshot of him.
Darren Criss has now won the big four when it comes to the role. He's got a SAG, an Emmy, a Globe, a Critics' Choice Award. So
Yeah, that's what I was
So
saying before.
basically, his career's finished.
yep.
It seems pretty idiotic that I didn't go in the direction of Chris, but I mean, I really don't remember TV being so all down the line the way it has been this year.
Speaking of, the official confirmation that apparently nobody likes Amy Adams. Patricia Arquette wins for Escape at Dannemora. I tell you, if it wasn't for one vote, she wouldn't have even got a Critics' Choice Award.
What was up with was that the only category that didn't have clips? That was a little jarring.
No, because there wasn't clips. There wasn't. Remember, we just had a photo of Anthony Hopkins, so that didn't have clips either.
Oh yeah, that's right.
For me, I guess it's because miniseries and TV movie doesn't have a outstanding cast award.
Interesting that Chris actually called that out in his speech.
Well, it's a fair point. You know, if you've got an ensemble for drama, ensemble for comedy, and arguably probably most people probably would have watched American Crime Story maybe and Sharp Objects because they're two of like the bigger shows of the year.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I'd say the issue is probably the fact that if they did that, they'd have to divide TV, movie, and miniseries as two different categories. Because there's obviously things get a bit unbalanced there.
Well,
because you got somebody that has like 2 hours to work with and somebody that has like 10 episodes to work with, and
well, that's the problem. What is a miniseries?
I guess anything more
Because
than
Very
one...
English Scandal to me is a miniseries because it's 3 episodes.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess anything more than one episode because the original It, bringing that back into the conversation, was 2 episodes. It is called a miniseries, which has always been weird to me. So, I guess it's if it's in more than one part.
I guess, and because like how many? I need to go to my Amazon account now because I'm just intrigued as to how many episodes of Miss Maisel there was this season. Because if there was like 12, it's like, so what's the difference between that and American Crime Story, which had like what 9? But I think last series had 10, didn't it? With the O.J. Simpson one.
I actually can't remember. That sounds right. But yeah, it's like I think this is what happened with American Horror Story too. It's like how many American Crime Stories do there have to be before it graduates from miniseries to drama series?
Yeah, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel had 10 episodes. So is that a miniseries?
Because when it started
even though
off,
it's comedy,
when the first season was an award season, wasn't Fargo considered a miniseries in some places? Before they started connecting themselves?
Well, if you just take the one series as it is, I guess because I guess were they loosely connected, all the Fargos, or were they like really like dramatically connected?
There's like at least one, like sometimes characters came back and stuff like that, so they're like actually connected.
Yeah, People vs. O.J. Simpson had the same amount of episodes as Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Jack Mooney states, didn't news come in that Alita got early good reviews?
I know it's getting some preview screenings over here. I think either this week or next week. They're 3D ones as well, so they're really trying to push that. Right, Jim? I keep seeing all your trailers saying, oh, I've got to watch this film in the cinema. It turns out it's shit, you know. Probably not worth it.
And Smurfy Boy says if Adams was going to win the Oscar tonight, would have been the night to gain some momentum, and it didn't happen.
So I wonder how many she's going to... Well, I guess it's the whole thing of we can only do the overdue thing once a year, and it's Glenn Close's year this time, so... Foiled again, Amy Adams.
Then we went to the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Alan.
I do greatly appreciate Ellen coming out to the MASH theme. Being a television guy myself.
But is suicide painless? That is a question.
Takes on many changes.
There was a certain... Did you also feel a bit of a certain sadness where we got the whole Alan Alda tribute, and then shortly after we found David Ogden Stiers in the In Memoriam?
Yeah. I want to talk about the In Memoriam in a few minutes. Obviously, one thing that I noticed this year right off the top, I know we're getting ahead of ourselves, but there was a lot more this year that I recognized. Because sometimes I don't recognize as many, especially when it comes to the SAG one. The one that's it's pretty much different from the one at the Oscars for the most part. But the SAG one this year, I recognized a lot.
There were a couple like Dorothy Malone that I could have sworn were much earlier than this past year.
I honestly forgot about Vern Troyer, to be quite honest. Mrs. Maisel had 10 episodes this season. Cassie says, taking this season 8, last season for Mrs. Maisel. Glenn Close, but no cigar. Well, no, I'm not saying that. I love the Fatal Attraction reunion. That was pretty cool. Marked out for that. Jason Bateman wins. Actor in a drama series. That was cool.
It was for you. I didn't pick him.
AJ and myself got that one. Ashley went with John Krasinski.
Well, because I was on the prediction that there's going to be some fucking in the Krasinski Blunt household tonight. I mean, there still might be, but it's only going to be 50% credited.
I want to say something right now, but I'm not going to say it. I'll save it for later tonight.
I honestly can't even remember what drove me towards Bateman. It just kind of felt right. I mean, I know there was...
You went for him at the Globes, I'm pretty sure. Whereas, obviously, at the Globes, it was... can't remember. But, yeah, the Globes went to Richard Madden for Bodyguard.
Speaking of the
wasn't
Oscars,
even in the running, so...
Speaking of the Oscars, I want to say in the documentary feature, I think they just want to have Ruth Bader Ginsburg on stage instead of Joanne Rogers, the widow of Fred Rogers.
Yeah, but considering the health situation that she's in, I hope she can make it.
Thank God, no more TV awards.
If worst comes to the worst, let's have her via fucking video link, please. I mean, we got time. We ain't got a host.
Brian said no more TV awards after this. Thank God this is correct.
Yes.
Yeah, In Memoriam was a million dreams. I noticed that too. So we move on to let's get the other out of the way. So female in a drama series went to Sandra Oh, which we all got points on.
Which I think gives her the sweep.
Yeah, it does.
As well.
Did you notice something a little bizarre I kept noticing?
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the times where the voters are actually in the room. But if you were to judge based on like applause meter, it was way off.
It was just like, oh God, she's nominated again. Who did I vote for? Oh wait, I voted for her? Fuck.
Speaking of that, I'm not making this mistake ever again. Betting against This Is Us when it's not going to win anything else is never a good idea anymore, and I'm not going to do it.
That literally came from nowhere, though.
We always talk about, and it's always
I didn't know whether there was that much buzz
Now-
about the entire series.
they don't want to favor an actual performance itself. They want to favor the entire cast. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, but you've got an entire cast in The Americans.
Nah, This Is Us. I'm not going to bet against it anymore.
Let me just double check. I don't think The Americans ever won.
That's one of those things, AJ, where you know that I probably should, in this chance, actually go with my heart instead of my head. So, very happy Mandy Moore won another.
Oh no,
award.
This Is Us won last year as well.
Yep.
Stranger Things in 2016, then 2 years of Downton Abbey. 3 years actually sandwiched by Breaking Bad, and then Boardwalk Empire, Mad Men, Sopranos. They gave it to Sopranos in its last season, so you know.
Okay.
There is precedent, but you know.
All right. TV's officially done now.
Bye, TV.
Then we move on to Best Actor. Rami Malek, yes. One step closer, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the smear campaign stuff or what, but even though I said Malik, I was like really thinking Bale at the last minute there.
I think this, as I teased earlier, I think this tells you it's a 2-horse race. Malik's win here. I mean, to be honest, with BAFTA, it's going to go between the two.
If Bale wins BAFTA, he's in this. If Malek wins BAFTA, it's over. It's over. There's no one else.
I mean, obviously Bale's like British and has that going for him.
Yeah,
but it's like, and I don't mean to keep dwelling on this, but I mean,
Freddie Mercury is a British icon.
Yeah, that was what I actually was about to say was combating that, which is it's still weird just how much BAFTA loved Vice.
True.
Hot damn.
But seriously though, I mean, I've been. It's one of those things like I'm sure will be brought up by Brian as well. Like you talk about how you were 100% all about First Reformed. I've been all in on Bohemian Rhapsody since day one when we started doing this. And that was back when people looked at me as stupid for even having that as an option. And now it's a viable contender. And Malik is contending for the win right now.
It was the Widow's effect. It's a 20th Century Fox film. It's not a Fox Searchlight. Should we really consider it? And turns out, oh wait, 20th Century Fox actually wanted to do something before it gets, before it gets called Disney Fox.
If Bale loses BAFTA, this race is over. If Bale wins BAFTA, Malik's going to have a harder time. But I still think he's coming out on top. There's no one else in front of him.
I'd say if Malik wins, it's the 75-25 between the two of them.
No, Malik wins, it's over.
No. I wouldn't rule it out. Depends what the Academy likes. And they might like taking a dig at Dick Cheney more than taking a dig at Freddie Mercury. I don't know. If Bale wins, it's 50-50, I'd say.
Yeah, with what you were talking about was it's like two different things where it's like if Malik wins, it's we love Rami Malek, and if Bale wins, it's we fucking hate Dick Cheney.
Accurate. But the question is, what's more powerful right now? Bale's Critics' Choice a win, or Malik's continuous wins?
That I'm still wondering if that goes outside them, because the first thing I keep jumping to is McKay's director nomination, and where it just shows the power of Vice by itself. Well, obviously, Bohemian Rhapsody was never going to get in director. We know this, but I mean, there's just so much love for Vice.
Let me put it this way: if there would not have been controversy, if it would have been someone else. Okay, for example, God, this would be amazing. Let's say Damien Chazelle directed Bohemian Rhapsody. Would he have gotten a director nomination?
If it looked exactly like it does now?
Yes.
What? Sorry, breaking news. I have to say this to you, Owen. Elias is number 1 and number 2 is JEFF, JARRETT.
I'm not surprised.
Dear fuck. All this music that's happening. Dear fuck.
Yeah, Michael Keaton versus Eddie Redmayne. We remember it very well, Brian.
If Damien Chazelle had made Bohemian Rhapsody and it looked exactly like it did now, I would say the question is who is he in place of, Pawlikowski or McKay? That's hard to say.
I don't think Popcast would have got in if Chazelle was actually in this, honestly. If Bohemian Rhapsody was, let's say Bohemian Rhapsody was the juggernaut that it is, with a acclaimed director that people love in that position, I think he'd be in this race, and I think Bohemian Rhapsody would be contending for picture right now. Legitimately.
I want to say yes, but the fact that we could be as confident as something like Cooper as we were and stuff like that can happen.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It's like I kind of hesitate to really jump to a conclusion.
SAG has only got Best Actor wrong 3 times, says Smurfy Boy. Cool Guy says Chazelle maybe, but if Joe Wright directed it, hell no. I'd say Joe Wright. I said Damien Chazelle. They did give it to Denzel recently. He didn't win the Oscar. Yeah, that's true.
Don't remind me, please.
Yeah, that's a very sore spot with AJ, as Brian knows as well. Without the controversy, Bryan Singer is a mediocre director.
Speaking of give him the Oscar, segue. Glenn Close wins for The Wife.
Oh my god. This sucks. I haven't seen the movie. I don't care. This sucks. I've been really wanting. I wanted Gaga to win Best Actress, and now it's over.
The rumors being that quite a few actors don't like her because of her approach to how she's been campaigning. Maybe this is more of a sign that she needs to possibly approach it differently if she wants to have a chance of winning an Oscar. I wouldn't rule her out completely, but I'd say it's probably now slim. But there's still a possibility that if she campaigns right, she gets in.
Out of absolute nowhere, Gaga wins the BAFTA. Beats Coleman, beats Close, wins the BAFTA. Still, at this point, I would probably say Glenn Close is winning the Oscar. But
God, I didn't even realize that. Glenn Close has never won. So that has it even more running against anybody else.
Brian says Black Klansman, the favorite, Green Book, Roma, and Vice are his top 5.
Yeah, I reconsidered when I said that I wasn't sure. Even with 10 nominations, though in the case I said it would have been 9. About me saying that the favorite would have just fallen short of picture if it were 5. I came to the conclusion I don't fucking know. That is so hard to determine this year.
It's teetering between 5 and 6 right now. I mean, if Gaga wins an Oscar and Cooper doesn't stumble on stage, he has truly failed us as an actor.
Although, interestingly, she hasn't won BAFTAs either. The only other time when she got nominated for Best Actress, she lost to Pauline Collins for Shirley Valentine. Of all things.
Cool Guy says, Star is dead everywhere except for original song or sound mixing. Smurfy Boy says Coleman could win at BAFTA, but Close still wins the Oscar. Close was 0-6 before The Wife. Yeah, Close is definitely winning. There's nothing stating that it's not going to happen now. Even my wishful thinking doesn't matter anymore.
I'll be really surprised if the favorite doesn't have a really good BAFTA night.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's maybe taking British film. May not.
I like I may just go for broke on these on my BAFTA predictions. First Power 100 says the Academy will give it to Close as a glorified lifetime achievement like they did with Al Pacino in 1993.
Oh, what? Scorsese as well?
Quick, give Cruella DeVille an Oscar before Emma Stone steals the title.
Ouch.
That's funny. Cool Guy says that the favorite was snubbed for picture nomination, and it would tie They Shoot Horses, Don't They, for the most nominations without getting in for Best Picture.
Yeah, last time I mentioned Dreamgirls, I completely forgot about They Shoot Horses, Don't They?
Murphy Boy says, I never thought Gaga would win an Oscar before Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, the whole argument at the beginning of the year where it was like, I mean, the Academy just loves Cooper so much, and it's like, even though, yes, he does have 7 Oscar nominations to his name now, he still seems pretty far away from a win.
This could have been it, but everything he contended for this year was something that's, I mean, technically speaking, if original song does win, well, when original song wins, he's a part of that. So technically speaking, they both get Oscars that way.
I'm trying to remember what the deal is there, because I don't know whether it goes to the songwriters rather than the performers.
Probably.
In which case, technically, no. Because I think it was written by Lady Gaga, Mark Ronson, and the other musical people.
Andrew Wyatt and Anthony Rosamondo, I guess.
Let me have a quick look.
Right.
It'll be in the nomination thing.
That's what I'm staring at right now.
Yeah. Rosamondo and Wyatt, yeah.
Well, it could get some of the text since Black Panther only got visual effects at the BAFTAs.
Yeah, Black Panther really fell short of BAFTA like altogether. Not that I don't think that's like incredibly damaging, but it is like the only thing I can realistically imagine Black Panther winning is costumes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm guessing BAFTA actually has a problem with films that actually. I'm trying to think. Maybe Black Panther. I'm trying to remember what Black Panther's release was over here and whether it was eligible. Hang on, launching films release schedule. My usual home. Now I've got to go back to bloody February.
Wouldn't it, if it got in visual effects, wouldn't it have been eligible?
Hang on. Yeah, but I'm trying to see. I mean, I'm guessing so, but let me just have a quick look. Well, Black Panther opened on the 13th of February. And The Shape of Water opened on the 14th. And Lady Bird and I, Tonya, I think, opened on the 16th. So in theory, it should have been in last year. For some reason. So I don't know what the fucking rules are.
So, Cool Guy says he could also see Black Panther winning production design, score, sound editing, and mixing. Murphy Boy thinks that it could win costume and production design. It won't win picture, and unless the Oscars really don't want to reward A Star Is Born, it won't win song.
If Black Panther came out actually before The Shape of Water and I, Tonya, and yet they won Oscars last year and BAFTAs last year, how come Black Panther's different? That's all I'm saying. We're getting double standards here.
Yeah. First Power says, looks like the Academy's trend of awarding actor-directors Best Picture Oscar is no more. In the past, they gave one to Costner for Dances with Wolves, Eastwood for Unforgiven, and Gibson for Braveheart.
And Redford.
Yeah. Smurfy Boy's talking about Beale Street winning score. And then Ensemble went to Black Panther.
This is another reason, not to get started up on this again, but this is another reason it's so annoying the way they're going to do the technical categories, because a lot of the time anymore, the technical categories are the more exciting races.
Yeah, for the most part.
And to just give them out like at the fucking concession stand is like such a... That's not how you do this. That's just not how this works.
No, the award show that takes place in the pop-up tent the night before.
Sorry, after just having seen Schindler's List on the first time on the big screen, how the hell did Ray Fiennes lose to Tommy Lee Jones in The Fugitive for supporting actor? What's that all about?
It'll remind me they didn't give it to Affleck, cool guy. And I have Black Panther in score.
Yeah, because this was the case where, like, once again, obviously there was the voting time, I think, doesn't line up to this, but like, if there had been like a huge voting window between the nominations and these, I did wonder if there would have been like how they kept giving Affleck "I'm sorry" awards in picture for not nominating him for director. If Cooper would have started getting those in actor, but that's something we'll never know because he is no more in this category.
Yeah. Maybe they wanted to give The Fugitive something as the reason why Jones won.
Yeah, because The Fugitive got all the way to a picture nomination. It was a big deal at the time. Not that Schindler's List wasn't, of course, but
I guess they were smoking crack. You know, like I was with Emily Blunt. Oh, that won't happen. I'm looking at you, chat.
Jones came off a nomination for JFK 2 years prior. First Power says, I'm still pissed. Shakespeare in Love beat Saving Private Ryan in 1999.
That's true. Tommy Lee Jones losing for JFK to fucking Jack Palance and City Slickers is like, yeah, somebody needed to fix that.
Fines was robbed of the Oscar. Top Hat says, my cousin Vinny for the Winnie.
And then, because we need more curveballs, Black Panther gets Best Ensemble.
Yeah.
I as soon as I saw that it won the stunt thing, I thought, well, that's its only award.
Certainly made sense.
That was nice of Jodie Foster to say the title quickly, so we didn't think it was Black Klansman for a second.
I think it should be agreed that, like, next year they all have the first word being the same. So then everyone just like, no, we need the second word.
Brian talking about Jack Palance's iconic push-ups.
Yeah.
I mean, it won. It won Ensemble. Yay. You've got, like I said, a very long going overtime acceptance speech that they didn't cut them off for.
Well, they tried.
No, I know they tried. It didn't work.
He took the Cuba Gooding Jr. approach of I'll just make the music sound more inspirational by continuing to talk.
I'm still perplexed that even though Jack Palance was overdue, he managed to win an Oscar for short performance in a Billy Crystal comedy. First Power says the craziest Oscar winner was 3 6 Mafia for It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp.
But don't forget, 91 was already kind of crazy in that category with the whole thing where they nominated Michael Lerner instead of John Goodman for Barton Fink, which is still a forever question mark.
I have been saying for a long time John Goodman is very due an Oscar nomination, and it's going to happen sooner rather than later. Remember how we were talking about Cloverfield? left and right as being a legitimate Oscar contender for a while in our early predictions.
He did get a couple of. Well, I never went there, but you probably did.
I did.
He did get a couple of critic wins to his name.
He did. He's the next one that's part of the overdue club. Yeah, 3-6 Mafia definitely deserved, because I love Hustle and Flow. So yeah, I definitely appreciated that. Especially a travesty after Eminem winning for 8 Mile.
You're the only person that doesn't like that.
Sorry. What else was nominated that year? Maybe I could find a better win.
I knew this because I looked it up actually recently, and I don't remember what they even were now.
He's well and truly biased, though. Yeah.
Ryan brings up Sam Smith.
As always.
Yep, indeed.
I'm over it. Emily Blunt won. When I'm smoking crack.
Forget the point system. If anybody needs to be deserves to be happy about Blunt's win, it's AJ. But speaking of points,
if we include the PGAs, which was 2 to both you guys and 1 to me, AJ's on 38. I am on 44, and Owen, you're on 33.
Yeah, even after Green Book's odd victory, I'm still kind of like, I'm still pretty much convinced that it's Roma's to lose, and I'll probably feel that way all the way through. I'm assuming a lot of people think that, I would think, but.
Top Hat says Wild Thornberries, Frida, Chicago, and Gangs of New York.
Were the other ones nominated with Lose Yourself?
What was Chicago's song that they nominated? That's the correct answer, regardless.
What was the Wild Thornberries
Are you on for Bono?
What?
What was the Wild?
Oh, Bono, yeah, Bono for Gangs of New York. I forgot about that.
What was the one for the Wild Thornberries movie? Salaba.
Sam Smith didn't deserve the Oscar. Gaga was way better. Smurfy Boy says Alfred Molina.
Yeah, in retrospect, considering all that's like come out in Hollywood against various people over the last few years, her song about sexual abuse, especially with the whole R. Kelly thing coming up in the last few months, it's like, yeah, you really should have given it that to one of the most forgettable Bonds probably since Quantum of Solace, which means that you're 50-50 on good to bad or good to average, if you want to be kind, Bond films from Daniel Craig.
To be fair to Another Way to Die, it is kind of a cool song by itself. Not so much as a Bond song, though.
Yeah, except they had to find the way to get Quantum of Solace at the title.
Smurfy Boy says Alfred Molina not having an Oscar nomination is a tragedy.
They didn't try and do that with Casino Royale. You didn't say, you know my name, it's in the Casino Royale, you know my name.
Didn't Alfred Molina get Education? Is that the closest he's come?
Yeah. He does in the rest of his life. He will always be the Spaniard in Maverick to me.
Actually, all jokes aside, I would say by far his best performance is Boogie Nights.
Oh, God, yes.
I don't know.
I mean,
technically because I saw it in the cinema, it counts. But him as Mark Rothko in Red.
Speaking of inside jokes from that only AJ and I are going to get, First Power brings up an actor that deserves to have one Oscar and hasn't got any yet, and that would be Ed Harris.
I'm sure he's got 4 nominations to his credit.
Yep, not even for Apollo 13 did he win.
Yeah, all those performances he was in for, which were what, The Hours, Pollock, and The Truman Show, and Apollo 13. Those are like great performances.
Yeah, it's too bad that his orange selling business is not doing so well right now. Comedy for two is still comedy, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no! Back when the IMDb boards existed, remember you made that like a whole thing that people dissected that for months.
Oh yeah, good point. I did do that. You're right.
Like, what fruit would Ed Harris be selling on the side of the road? How much would it cost?
I remember watching a video that we did on like the MTV. I did on the MTV Movie Awards when I looked like I was like 400 pounds, and I was just sitting in my mom's living room and everything like that doing a video. And I remember bashing people and talking about people selling lemons on the side of the road. Roses, no, Melissa McCarthy selling roses on the side of the road to not take away from Ed Harris's orange selling business.
Seems legit.
Regina King should be happy about Blunt winning. Regina King is not losing this award. I'm sorry. It's not happening.
Oh yeah, this is our first time doing an awards video since I saw Beale Street.
Yes.
I don't get it. I mean, not the movie. I mean, King specifically. I don't.
9 times out of 10, you don't get supporting actress. You've said it yourself.
Okay, the one great thing that she did was, without saying too much, there's a scene at the end where she could have gone really, really big, but she like starts to go big and then she like reins it all in, and that's like really. It takes talent to do something like that, but apart from that, I just wasn't really feeling it. So, but I think there's something about like. Sort of like mother roles like that, where it's sort of like all about presence. Like usually my go-to role for like the ultimate mother performance is Chastain in The Tree of Life, which is like all presence and hardly any like dialogue.
Well, at least I know what I'm in for then in 18 hours' time.
Brian says, I move on. Cool Guy talks about Paul Simon, father and daughter from Wild Thornberries. Cool Guy says Frida was closer than an education for Melina. And Smurfy Boy brings up Peter Sarsgaard.
As far as like being underrated.
Yes. And should have gotten the nomination.
Yeah, everywhere from like Boys Don't Cry to even Jarhead to Shattered Glass. He's done a lot of great stuff.
Boogie Nights deserve nominations for picture, director, actor, best supporting actress. Well, another best supporting actress nomination, says Cool Guy.
Julianne Moore should have like won the thing, like by far.
Agreed. Regina King is Sylvester Stallone and Murphy and Washington. Regina King equals Stallone, Murphy, and Washington. I just can't see who's going to win at this point.
Well, Rachel Weisz seems to be the popular choice for who could take BAFTA. Do I have that right?
That's what was said in chat, too, actually.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess Emma Stone has a chance since we're just going to go ahead and give it to another winner from 2016 already. Thank you, Ali.
Wise is Rylance, Arkin, and Affleck. Tree of Life losing cinematography to Hugo is a crime punishable for 10 years in prison.
It is pretty. I love Hugo, but yeah, that's pretty weird in retrospect. Same thing for Inception beating True Grit.
Yeah. Julianne Moore should have won for Far From Heaven. Says Murphy Boy.
That's fair. We're going back to the 2002 season a lot.
What happens in chat sometimes? We go in the rabbit hole. You know how David Tell talks about time traveling? It's exactly what we're doing right now. Yeah, I think that might be our show. Pretty concise, ladies and gentlemen. And we are back at it again on... I don't know. I don't have my calendar handy, so I'll pull up my phone and see what my calendar says.
A point in time.
February 10th is BAFTA.
Okay.
That's a few days sooner than I was thinking. All right. I mean, I've got it marked down, but I just forgot exactly which day it was.
So that means that we should be live on the 3rd for... Well, no, we won't be live on the 3rd. We'll be live next week for our predictions for the BAFTAs.
That's fair, because next week I'm going to be busy with special preview and Q&A screenings of a Private War a week on Monday, so a week tomorrow, and then a week Wednesday for All Is True, of which everybody's already having a go at Judi Dench for playing a 50-year-old. Glad to see that ageism and sexism isn't a thing. Oh, wait, it is, clearly.
When Cuarón officially takes his Oscar for Best Director, it'll be officially the day that I will see and finally meet Penn and Teller. So I've waited my whole life for this, and I cannot wait.
Interesting two things to cross over.
And then right after the BAFTAs, we have the WGA, and then the Spirits, and then the Oscars. So yeah, we are at the tail end of... We're actually towards, what, the middle of award season right now? Close to the middle?
It depends on what you consider the start of it.
Fair. Academy must have smoked crack when voting Hugo over the Tree of Life. I like Hugo. I will not discount that. So yeah, that's our show. Wrestling fans, the Royal Rumble's going on right now, which I'm sure that's probably what you're watching at this moment. That's what I hear in the corner of my ear right now, actually, too. But that's going to be covered.
Sorry. No Way Jose went in, got eliminated after 2 seconds, and
Good.
now he's congering out while somebody's making their entrance. I hope it's somebody that murders No Way Jose.
That'd be nice.
Oh, God, it's Drew McIntyre. Yep, murder.
Yep, that's going to happen. Hugo's amazing, but better than Tree of Life. To me, yes. I don't like Malik. I never have.
I had to see the Tree of Life a couple of times.
That might be the reason why.
I'd really like to see that Criterion extended cut, but it's like really expensive. So
Yeah.
But I would love to get to it at some point.
So, like I said, wrestling fans, tomorrow we'll be talking Royal Rumble, NXT, and Raw, and all sorts of things in between on our Monday Wrestling Podcast tomorrow. And then AJ will be back with a long-awaited Versus.
I don't suppose you can hold out till Tuesday for the reviews, because I'll actually be seeing The Favorite for a second time that it really needs.
Well, you notice...
Does it need a second viewing then?
Because the first time I saw it, I was like, I feel like this could grow on me because I'm not like in love with it. And I saw that out of town. And now this week we got it at this theater, so I can just go right down the road and catch it again. So I'm hoping that does it some favors.
I'm secretly thinking it's because in with the 17th century music is random 1969 Elton John.
So
but I guess people will think it's from the 17th century because it's got a harpsichord in it.
Yeah, AJ, we're fine on that. I've got some stuff I can put up if need be.
All right.
Because tomorrow, like I said, is the Monday Wrestling Podcast. So Tuesday would be the new reviews.
Mm-hmm.
I was really hoping to put at Eternity's Gate with those, but the trouble is the theater that I saw it at actually had Eternity's Gate, but then they lost it to get Beale Street. But at the same time, I think At Eternity's Gate is on DVD and Blu-ray like the 12th, so it'll be easy to see soon anyway.
All right. All right, so that's your show. Asher, where you can find you on social media?
I'm on Twitter at Ash is my name UK.
More Snack Stash coming up in the near future. Gaming with Ash returning in the near future as well. Ashley is the basically the host of our wrestling content on this network. So yeah, that's going to be coming up soon. And AJ cannot be found on social media, but if you'd like to leave a comment, you're more than welcome to do so on any of the videos underneath, or you can send an email to me if you like, SirOwenDisney@gmail.com. I'll make sure the comment gets to him. We've had a lot of versus ideas that have been sent through social media, and we've used them. So yeah, that's a good way to get your idea out for versus. If it's something we haven't done before, perhaps it's something coming up or something that we never thought of that we actually might make work. So yeah. You want to follow me on Twitter, it's at SirOwenDisney. And that's going to be your show for tonight. Once again, I want to thank everyone for joining us today. We've had a great January so far. It's almost over, which means we lead into February and then March, and then moving forward into from awards season to WrestleMania season, and then through the summertime and back to Halloween Horror Nights again. So yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff coming to the network in the near future. So once again, I want to thank you guys and girls out there for watching. Thank you, live chat, for being awesome as always. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all we got to say about that.
I'm on crack, you see, because I picked Emily Blunt.